and record, because once I get started, y'all know I can't stop. So drop your I ams. Yeah, we're getting a tropical storm. Nicholas, is that what it's called? Yeah, so it is pretty nasty outside here. But I'm hoping my Wi-Fi goes. So I'm going to try and talk fast just because I don't know how long I will have Wi-Fi for. And if God forbid I do get removed, then I will go live in the team page to finish, or I will set up another Zoom to talk about this. But it is Monday. Happy Monday. Drop those IMs in the chat. What are you working for? Y'all, we have so much month left. We have so much year left. Like, isn't it crazy? We're like almost done with this year. It seems so weird to say in September, but it's true, right? Holiday season is right around the corner. We have like 3.5 more months left. If that really, y'all know math is hard for me. So we probably have more because it's me and I really have no idea what even month we're in, except for the fact that my son turns 2 next week. And, Thursday through next Thursday, I will be MIA and unavailable because we will be doing all things Rylan Knox turns 2. So I wanted to come on here and really give you guys a training tonight. I feel like we have been doing a lot of mindset, a lot of kind of mental growth around the industry and the business, and really reminding ourselves what we have our hands on. And I feel like it has been a while since I've really gotten on here and been tactical and practical with you guys, right? Like, it has been a while since y'all have had like a pen and paper out taking notes on what Linz does. So that's what I want to do tonight. I want you guys to get a mini inside of my brain. If you've done my boot camp before, 1 and 2, then this is going to be a little bit of a refresher for you, but it's also going to be some new things. So some of the topics that I want to talk about tonight, I have 3 things and I have a flow with it that I want to talk about. So I want it to be potentials, follow-ups, and then retention. And why do I want it to be that way? Well, because when you have potentials, those are the conversations that you're having. Those are the people that are going to be joining you, right? Follow-up is exactly what it sounds like. You're following up with your with your potentials, and you to become customers or promoters. And then retention is such a big thing. And I want to talk about retention a lot tonight as well. Because if you knew me in my first year, y'all, I have like over 400 customer accounts underneath me, over 400, but I do not have 400 customers ordering monthly. Why? Because my customer service sucked. I am very honest. Y'all know me. My customer service was trash. I believe that it was a one and done. Once they ordered, they were in the system. My job was done, right? Wrong. And that's what I want to talk about tonight, from a potential all the way to forever. Because when somebody enrolls as a customer, they are forever a potential. Forever. Forever, forever, forever. I don't care if they're on auto ship ordering every single month. They are always your potential and should always be a part of your follow-ups. Oh no, the storm just hit pretty bad. So if my Wi-Fi goes out again, I apologize. We are getting hit with a storm right now. And so if my Wi-Fi goes out, there's really nothing I can do about it, but I promise that this will be a training, no matter if I get to finish it tonight or on another day, that it will be recorded and shared with everyone. So let's talk about potentials. Let's talk about how I organize my potentials and why I organize my potentials. For my first probably 1.5 years in this business, I did not organize anything. I am the least organized person on the face of the planet. If you were to see my house, there is no organization, any part of my life, at all. And then one day, Christina Tammy was like, we got to get this together. And I was like, I'm doing just fine. I was not doing fine. I told myself I was doing fine because I literally, no pun intended, was thriving off of chaos, because I don't do well with like structure and like having to follow a routine. I am more of a, like, if I want to go and do, I'm going to go and do. But what I forgot was I was running a business, not just a Linz show, right? Like, as much as I wanted this to be a Linz show type of life, this is a business, and I had to start to treat it and run it like a business. And businesses need structure. Businesses need routine. They literally thrive off of structure and routine. Linz does not. I still like scratch my head at like my planner, as I have a planner now, y'all. It's so weird. I've never had one before this year, but I use it, and my business has never been so successful because I use it. So what is a potential to me? Because this is a question I get all the time of how do you categorize potentials? Who is a potential? What makes them a potential? Liking one of your statuses does not make them a potential. I'm sorry, I love y'all, but it doesn't. Commenting on one of your posts does not make them a potential. So in my previous network marketing industry, sorry, I can't even speak tonight. I was always taught that if someone likes something, you sent them a message because obviously they were showing you attention. Y'all, no. A potential to me, I learned that quickly that was not how I wanted to run my business, because I was hopping in strangers' inboxes that were just liking something because they were scrolling by. So for me, a potential, and again, there's no right way or wrong way. I'm just sharing my way that has worked for me. So if this is not something that you agree with, totally okay. Like, there's no wrong way, there's no right way. There's just our ways, and this is my way. So a potential to me is somebody that I have had a conversation with, somebody that has asked me questions about the product, somebody that has asked me questions about the industry. In my inbox, I've had an actual conversation with them, not on comments, not on whatever else it may be, right? Like an actual conversation where they've asked me questions and we have talked about the product line or the industry, not just a question where they shoot me and they're like, they send me a message and they're like, what do you do? And then I never hear from them again. To me, that is not a potential. And the reason I say that is not a potential, and again, everybody is different. Some people think that a potential is anybody that hops in their inbox and asks them any question, and that is fine. If that to you is a potential, then you would write that person's name down. Okay. For me, it's anybody I have a conversation with. The reason why a potential to me is not somebody that just asks me, what do you do? Or what is this? And then never talks to me again, is because if they're messaging me back and forth, we're having a conversation, right? But if they're just a one and done, like, what are you doing? They're just being nosy. And for me, I want them to be nosy, but I'm also not gonna, y'all know, like when you're dating someone and they like, you want to be chased, right? Like you don't want to have to go after them, right? Sales is a lot like dating, believe it or not. So to me, I don't like to chase people. And if somebody isn't going to message me back after I tell them what I do or what the products are, I'm then not going to be hounding them, because y'all know the stigma network marketing has, right? People are always going to hound you. They're always going to message you. They're always going to do X, Y, and Z. They're never going to leave your inbox alone. You're going to have 37 follow-ups. I don't ever want to be that, because I think that we have so much more to offer than to have that stigma wrapped around my business personally. So for me, that is not a potential. Does that mean I'm done interacting with them and doing 3-2-1s and trying to build a relationship? Absolutely not. But when it comes to my potentials list, they do not make that list. If we have a conversation later on, then they'll make that list, and that's fine. But if our first conversation, if I'm like, ooh, this person, I'm going to write them down, that's just not how I do it personally. So potentials are people that you've had conversations with, customers or promoters that have asked you questions about the products or about the opportunity, an actual conversation. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about free accounts also. So next, let's talk about trial packs. Okay. Because my next thing with a potential is all of my people that I do trial packs for are potentials to me. They are, because they're trying the products. We had enough of a conversation to where they actually wanted to try the products. Those are my potentials. So for me, I personally create every single one of my trial customers a free customer account, not a free promoter account. We are not collecting email addresses. I do not believe in free accounts. Y'all know I do not believe in free accounts as far as like setting up things for your business, because to me, how are you going to run a business if you can't try the products? If you aren't willing to invest in the products, how are you then going to tell other people about the products? The reason I create my customers, my Thrive trial packs, a free customer account, is because I want them linked to me. Y'all know once you put in someone's email address, if it's already in use, it means that their butts have an account, right? So my first thing that I say to every single person that requests a trial pack from me is I personally use the sample mailouts in the cloud office. So I get an email and it says their email address, their phone number, and their name. So I immediately go to create them a free customer account underneath me if it says email in use. I shoot them a text and I say, hey, like, this is Lynn's Coggin. I saw that you requested a trial pack. Unfortunately, I'm not able to send out trial packs to people who already have a Thrive account. Go ahead and reach out to whoever created your account, and I'm sure they can get you a free pack. I say that because the only reason somebody's account would say that that is invalid for a new one is if they placed an order or they have a trial pack, and you can't send a trial pack to somebody that isn't assigned to you. Save yourself your trial packs. There are people out there that will go around. Rochelle and I had this today. Somebody that has been a longtime potential of hers requested a trial pack from me. She's been requesting them for weeks. I finally was like, okay, I'll send her one. I went to go set up her information. It said she had an account. Come to find out, she's a customer of Rochelle's. She was just trying to get free product, which, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Shooters got to shoot. I get it. It's fine. But my trial packs are going to be used for potentials that I can enroll, right? So that is the only time I use free accounts. And the reason I do that is, and if you're in Limitless, if you're in my downline, our new customer page, Thriving Limitless, anytime you send a sample pack and you create them a free account, immediately go and add them into our customer page. The reason being is because we talk about products, we talk about different things than just, if you're in there, then you know what we share. And I'm going to be sharing more options for people who are not already thriving to try different products on me, not even on you, on me, sending out more stuff to them. So if you are in there and you aren't utilizing this, start to. So we just talked about potentials. We talked about trial packs. Now I want to talk about follow-ups, because the fortune is in the follow-up, right? That's like the nitty gritty, like, am I freezing or am I okay? Okay, some of y'all are freezing. So I don't mind if y'all are frozen as long as I'm not. It just like, we got a monsoon going on outside. If you're in the area, you know. So let's do follow-ups. This is my favorite thing because it like blows my mind every time I say, hey, follow up Friday. If you're in Limitless, again, my morning Friday messages is always happy follow up Friday. So for me, my biggest thing that blows my mind is how many people don't think that an interaction is a follow-up. And I want to talk about this for a second, because so many people think that a follow-up is just a message. It's just sending a message. It's not. A lot of times people won't follow up with somebody because they've been ghosted. Again, sales is like dating, right? You don't want to be chased. You don't want to be ghosted, all these things, right? It's like we're all dating, which is fine. But if you have somebody that you've messaged multiple times and they have not responded to you, are they no longer a potential of yours? Or does that just mean that you should kind of interact with them, get your social media going with them, make sure that they're still a part of your community? So to me, a follow-up is not always a message. Do I send messages to people that I'm having conversations with? A simple, hey, like, just wanted to touch base. Did you have any other questions? That to me is a follow-up. Why? Because I'm leaving the ball in their court to ask me if they have any questions. If I go to them, if I look at my potentials list and I go to them and I'm like, oh, they haven't messaged me back in like 2 times. Like, okay, that's fine. You know what I instantly go and I do? I interact with their page. I go and do maybe a 3-2-1 on them. You know why? Because now I'm taking it away from Thrive and I'm reigniting the fact that we have a relationship and that they were interested in things that I post. So you take things away. So potentials, follow-up, or potentials, trials, and follow-ups. Okay. So with our follow-ups, my favorite thing to do besides sending that message and interactions are my 3-2-1s. If you are looking at your potentials list and you have not done a 3-2-1 on your potentials list from last month or the month before that, or maybe you're brand new and you're like, what's a potentials list? Don't worry. I'm going to show you guys how I organize my potentials list and potentials and customers on Instagram. So that way you guys can kind of see a little bit of behind the scenes for my organization, right? My chaos. But my biggest thing is my 3-2-1s. I love to, in my notes section of my phone, if you have I think Androids have this as well, but if you have an iPhone, we have notes in our phone, like that little thing right there. And I have a lot of notes, but in my notes, I have potentials. I have potentials from 2020. I have potentials from here's my potentials list from 2019, y'all. Like I keep my list through the years. The reason being is because I will write their name and I'll write either Insta or Facebook next to it, depending on where I talk to them. And if it's Instagram, I normally put their Instagram name so that way I can search their Instagram name. And I keep them per year. So I organize by the month. So every single month gets a new, like I just put a new space and I start a new section. It's more appealing for me and I don't feel like I'm just looking at a bunch of names. I like to organize them that way. And it also helps me organize them. So if I want to go back, so it's September, if I want to go back and look at July, right? If I'm like, you know what, let me go look at my potentials from July. I had a lot of conversations. Let me see how they are doing. It allows me to always go back and see the relationships that I've already created. It allows me to, when so many times people are like, I don't have follow-ups to do. I call BS. You've had conversations with people. You just haven't categorized it as a potential because in your mind, you're like, they didn't join me. Well, who's going to join you with an attitude like that? Like, think about it. If you aren't willing to go back and kind of reignite the conversation, y'all, I went back last week and started 3-2-1ing on my potentials from 2019. One of them enrolled as a promoter today. And I hadn't talked to her in so long, but it was because I did a 3-2-1. And she's like, you know what? I've literally been watching you since we last talked a year and a half ago. I'm ready. Like you have to be willing to go back into your business and dig deep in order to find these people that are still watching you. Because a lot of times, for literally the saying, fortune is in the follow-up is there for a reason. But a follow-up is not always a, hey, are you ready to enroll? Like I've never said that to a single person in my life. My thing always that I say is, hey, I just wanted to touch base. Let me know if you have any questions. If they said, yeah, I want to sign up next Friday. Then on Thursday night, I would have sent them a message and said, hey, I just wanted to check in. I'm really excited to get you thriving. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm excited to get you started tomorrow. So I check in the night before. A lot of times people expect people to message them, and you have to realize that you have to take ownership of your business. If you can't take ownership of your business and treat it like a business, people aren't going to respond to you. They're not going to reach out to you because who wants to spend $200 on a Friday because they told you that they did last week? So think about it. You have to make sure that you're following up. I only started because she told me, hey, I did say that, you know, all these answers. When are you ready to start? I did say that to Hasey. Hasey was a potential of mine. This is a really good example. Hasey was a potential of mine for a year and a half. And she's now, what are you, a double 12K leader? You're running for 40K. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive you're running for 40K this month. I think we had that conversation. It was either 40 or 30, but I'm claiming 40, so it's fine. But she was a potential for a year and a half, and she always messaged me and basically told me that, yeah, see, there you go, 40K. She always told me, she was like, okay, what about this question? And then she would ghost me for a month, and then she'd come back and ask me the same question in a different way. And so finally, after a year and a half, I got really red with her. And if you know me, then you know, I have that side of me where I can get very sassy, and shit worked with her for some reason. I don't let it out very often when it comes to my business, but after a year and a half of her asking me the same question, and again, a year and a half of me following up with her, she messaged me the same question. I said, hey, like, you know, all these answers, you can word it however you want, but really, like, let me know when you're ready to change your life. That night she became a customer, and now she's a promoter. So sometimes when you have a potential for that long, having those conversations, because you've created that relationship, and just being real and raw and be like, hey, like, you've asked me these questions, like, what really is the deal? Do you want to thrive or no? Because like, if you don't, it's totally cool, but you've asked me this question like 13 times, and I'm always here to help. I don't mind all the questions, but how many ways can you ask one question? I'm very honest because that's how I am in real life. If you wouldn't say that in real life to somebody, then I don't suggest you saying that in your business. But that's how I am in real life. People who know me outside of Thrive, I am very straightforward. I am very blunt. I say it how it is. And that's how I am in my business. Because to me, I don't want to waste their time just as much as I don't want to waste my time. So when you look at follow-ups that way as well, you start to treat it like a business and not out of desperation. There are some people where I see our messages and I'm like, I'm not following up with this person, not because I don't want them to join me, but because I followed up with them for a year. I'll hit them up next month. You know what? I'm not going to message them this month. I'm going to let them watch what our team does and succeed. And next month, I'm going to message them and say, hey, you watched for another month. You saw what our team did. Like, are you ready to hop in? Stuff like that. There's all different ways to do potentials, and there's all different ways to do follow-ups. So for me, it's case by case and person by person. I want to talk a little bit about, let me show you guys how I organize my potentials on Instagram. You can organize all different ways, right? For me, Facebook does not have this, so I use my notes as my main source, but I love to organize my Instagram messenger inbox, whatever it's called, because I get tagged by thrivers. I have customers on there. I have potential customers. I have potential promoters. I have like my family, my friends, so it's such a wide range of people on here. And Instagram actually has a way to have two profiles or two folders. So my biggest thing, and if you've been on any of my trainings about social media, if you do not have a business creator account, what are you doing? It gives you insights and it gives you this tool. So if you don't have this, it's because you're not a creator, and Linz has told you 1,037 plus 2 times to go and create your profile this way. So at the end of the night, Google University, how to change your profile over, or ask your upline and they can help you switch it over if you don't. But so for me, I have these two. They have two. It says primary, general, and then of course requests. So primary and general, right? And don't mind me, my sister's just messaging me. But I keep primary for my potentials. Anybody who has never done Thrive before, anybody that I have had any conversation with, and then my personal family and friends. The reason being is because primary is the first inbox that when you open it, that's what you're going to see. And for me, I enjoy actually talking to family and friends on social media and sharing my life with them as well. So if I log on and all it is Thrive, it's going to kill social media for me. And so I choose to do it this way. All of my potentials are flagged. So that one is a potential. Do you see that little flag right there? That means that she is a potential of mine. So in my inbox, when I want to go and find my potentials, up at the top, there's this thing in the search. It is, I don't even know what you call that thing right there. In the search bar, you click it, and at the bottom, it pops up and it says inbox unread flagged. If you click flagged, it auto-populates and brings you all of your potentials, every single person that you have flagged. So on Fridays, when you want to go follow up with people, you now just saved yourself. It takes a little bit to load just because messages, but you just saved yourself so much time searching through your inbox to find these potentials. Okay. So now I want to talk about how I organize my existing customers. So once somebody orders from me or they're a Thriver at all, they go into my general section, right? This is my general section. And if they are a customer of mine, they're flagged. The reason being is because on Fridays, not only do I do my follow-ups with my potentials, but I do my follow-ups with my existing customers. And we're going to talk about that in a second as well, as part of retention. So same thing, you click that little button, you get all that, you clicked flag, and then all of your customers are going to auto-populate. So when you're trying to do follow-ups with your customers, when you're trying to do follow-ups with potentials, look, all of my customers, well, not all of them, it's slow right now. So most of my customers that I talk to on Instagram will pop up there, so I can do my follow-ups with my customers without having to search, and scroll. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. This is part of that smarter aspect for me when it comes to my potentials. So let's talk. Does anybody have questions on potentials, follow-ups before I move into retention? How much do you work Facebook? The same amount that I work Instagram, but Facebook doesn't have that feature. So I use my notes section. And Facebook also, if you type their name at the top, it'll bring you right to it. Where Instagram, if you type their name, you could get like somebody random. I don't know about y'all, but my Instagram, when I type somebody's name, it never shows the actual person that I want in my inbox. And I'm like, well, this is inconvenient. So Facebook is much more organized as far as names. Instagram is so much easier if you flag them because you'll have a better chance at finding them. So that's where I use my notes section a lot. And I do put if people are on Instagram versus Facebook, so that way I know where to find them. But I work Facebook just the same. I work Instagram. I did the work with me this morning. And if you were on it, then you noticed I do two birds, one stone. What I do on one, I do on the other. If you're going to have the two platforms and you're going to use them both, which you should be utilizing both, why not utilize them to their fullest? If you're doing work on one platform, you might as well copy and paste it over to the next one because you're already doing the work. You might as well have it utilized on both platforms. To flag a message. So go into somebody's message real quick on Instagram. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll go to my husband's. Do you see that flag up there? You just hit that and it flags it. To change somebody from primary in general, so you see that eye with a circle, you're going to click that. And then there is a thing right here that says move to general. You would just hit move. If they're in general and you need to move them to primary, you would just hit move and it would switch them to primary. No, you can't do it on Facebook. Do you make your Instagram account a business? Okay. Business creator. It can be whatever you want. It'll be a business account and then it'll give you an option to turn it into a creator account. If you Google how to become a creator account, it'll give you step by step how to do that 100%. I've done so many trainings on that though. But trust me, you'll get insights, you'll get these inboxes, you'll get all the things. Let me make sure I got all the questions before I move on to retention. I know I'm talking fast. I just want to make sure I get this done before I know our Wi-Fi is going to go out. I just know it because it's my luck and that's how life is. Okay. I think I got them. So let's talk about retention because this is one of my favorite things. And again, y'all, I have over 400 customers. I have maybe 25 customers that order on auto ship. Do the math. That's a lot of people that don't order. I've been in December will be 4 years that I've been here. So that's like 100 customers per year and only 25 are consistently ordering every single month. And those 25 are consistently ordering from the last like 3 or 4 months because I switched how I was doing things. I stopped treating customers like, okay, you ordered, thank you, like that you'll get the company emails. No. Yes, I'm sure they get the company emails, but how many of y'all actually notice those? Because I only notice them when they're in the chats. I'm like, oh, we have a promo. I should go read the email. Like I am the worst at emails. I'm subscribed to so many freaking businesses that half the time I just do select all and mark as read. Like I barely notice emails. I get in trouble from the company all the time for not responding to their emails. They'll be like, Lynn's, check your email. And I'm like, yeah, got it. Can't you just text me? Like I'm the worst. So if people are like me, which I'm sure I'm not the only one this way, how many people are missing promos? A lot. How many people are missing just informational emails that get sent out from the company? A lot. How many people give emails that they don't even have access to because they don't want to get emails? A lot. Hi, I'm guilty of that. We literally, Rob and I have a spam email that we give to everything that we don't even have on our phones, on our computers, nothing. So we don't get any of the emails. It's just a random like in limbo email. Think of how many customers do that. A lot. So I wanted to take the customer retention aspect and put it into my own hands. I wanted to use what the company was offering and make sure that I was utilizing it as well. So customer accounts, if you are not putting in their phone numbers, start putting in their phone numbers. Once you put in their phone number or they put in their phone number into their account, that phone number now needs to go into your phone and saved as their first and last name in the cloud office and then customer next to it. Anytime there is, and if you're in my downline or you're in my personally enrolled, I send out in my chats the exact marketing thing that I send out so that way you guys can reword it and use it for you. But if you are not in my downline, then you have not seen this before. So I make my own like email, but I text it. The reason being is because people might not look at their emails, but they're looking at their text, right? They're going to notice if you text them. I don't always notice emails, but sure as heck, I notice when people text me. So for me, I would rather text them, even if they never respond to me. At least they're getting it and they can log in themselves to their accounts and order if it's something that excites them. So this last one, let me read you guys what I sent with this last free shipping. So I did this picture. I attached that picture for the free shipping. And I said, hey friend, just wanted to send you a heads up in case you need to stock up. Free shipping on all orders, $150 plus, code free ship. Let me know if you need any help. XO Lens. Short, sweet, simple, sent. I sent that to every single one of my customers. So many of my customers were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Thank you. And they went and they ordered. Whether they're on auto ship or not, I sent that to any customer that I have their phone number. And moving forward, I have every single one of my customers' phone numbers. If I don't have their phone number and I have them on social media, I have some of my customers on like Instagram and Facebook from the very beginning that are like one and done orders that's just how they communicate with me all the time. I sent it to them on Facebook Messenger and I sent it to them on Instagram Messenger. So if you have not done that for yourself, every single time the company creates a marketing material, like do it. Y'all know I am the queen of don't post those emails to your walls. They're ugly. No, everyone just scrolls past them because they're like, she's trying to sell me on something. But you can take those and turn them into a marketing text material or something you can send on Facebook and Instagram. Here's the one that I did. Literally, if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw this during the BOGO. I created a BOGO story, right? Sorry, I don't know. My phone does not fit in the screen. So we'll start up here and we'll work our way down. You know, the tag team. This was on my stories. I attached that picture and I said, hey, this is Linz Coggin. I wanted to fill you in on an amazing promo, BOGO on all orders of 200 plus. This means 2 months of Thrive for the price of one. Let me know if you're interested. This is a tag team promo and I can only tag with one person. It ends tonight. If I use my tag team, I can definitely help you tag with one of your friends. And I sent that. The reason being is because I had somebody that messaged me who hasn't ordered in a year after that. She texted me back, never responds to any of my marketing that I send out. She responded to that and she said, can I tag team with my husband? I said, sure thing. If you want to, I can send you your referral link so you can get him in and I can make sure you guys are tagged. She said, yeah, we both want to get 2 months. Y'all, they both got 4 months supply each then that way. Like that's huge. So if you are not messaging people because they aren't ordering and you're just expecting the company's marketing to do it for you, why? We are like huge. We preach be your own customer service, right? Whenever there's a problem, be your own customer service. But y'all are not being your own customer marketing service. There are so many people in network marketing that have websites that they send out emails, they send out all these things, right? I personally, my brain would explode if I add one more thing. So I'm slowly working my way there. But this marketing of texting it out has worked so well for me when it comes to all of my customers. Now, not all of them message me back for each promo, but some of them love it. Another pro tip. When you get samples and you send them out, right? You're creating that free customer account from them. You get an email if you use the sample mailouts with their phone number. Save their name in your phone. And anytime I get a trial pack, let me tell you guys the message I send with a sample pack. And then we'll talk about customer retention with people who actually order. When I get an email that I have a trial pack request, right? Because I use the sample mail outs. I say, hey, this is Linz Coggin. I saw you requested a sample pack. Were you still interested? This girl said, hey girl, I am. I said, perfect. Just approved it to be sent out. You'll see an email for you to verify. I also made you a free customer account to look around. I gave my website. I said, username, your email, password, and I gave her password. She said, yay, thank you so much. I'll definitely check it out. And I said, no problem. Let me know once you get your trial. I'd love to walk you through it. Do you see how simple that is? And now she's in my phone as her first last name sample sent. When we had that free shipping, I sent her that same message. She ordered because she saw the free shipping. She ordered that sample pack 3 weeks ago. She's been off of it for 2 weeks. She said she loved it. She was just waiting to order. And because I sent the free shipping text to her, she was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great deal. I love free shipping. Use it with your sample people as well. If you are doing your own marketing of a follow-up of, hey, like we just dropped a promo, why wouldn't you send it to everybody? Be your own marketing material. That has been one of the biggest aspects that I have changed in the last 60 days that has really helped my business. So let's talk about organizing our existing customers in order to be able to talk about retention. So I know this is a lot of info. I promise it's recording. My brain hurts too. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So for me, I have a customer's book. And I've talked about this before, but for me, I have a customer's book. It's just a normal, like lined piece of paper. And I'm not going to show you guys up close and personal because it does have my customers' CVV codes and passwords and stuff on it. And since this is recording, I don't want it on YouTube with some of my customers' information. But I am going to tell you how, like, do you guys see how it's all laid out? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 customers on here, right? So what I have is the year. So I started this in 2020. So 2020 customers, I have their first name, their customer ID. I have their email, their username, their password. If I order for them, I have the last 4 of their card number and the CVV number that they want me to order with. And then I have how I talk to them: Instagram, Facebook, text. When do you stop following with them when they don't respond anywhere? I talked about that at the beginning, loves. Make sure to catch the replay because I talk about interactions with that. So my biggest thing is to always, always, always have your customers organized. The biggest thing for me that I have learned is whenever I wanted to go and do follow-ups on my existing customers, I was having to log into your cloud office, and then you're having to go to team, my customers, and then kind of organize of last ordered and go through all of that. Or I can have this notebook, sit down and say, oh, okay, she's on, if they're on auto ship, they have an AS next to their name. Okay, she's on auto ship, so I'm going to follow up with her once all auto ships run, and then I'll go to the next one. Okay, you know what? Let me follow up with her, check in to see how she's loving Thrive. So for me, that is the biggest thing. I don't place all of my orders for customers, just most of them. So if I didn't place their order for them, they're still in here. I still have their email. I still have their phone number. I still have their name. The reason being is because this thing has died and failed me so many freaking times. And I have oh my gosh, how sad. He's going to be 2. I have a 2-year-old almost. Anyways, I'm going to start crying. He's going to be 2. How's my baby 2? But anyways, so he throws this thing. This, I don't trust. This, I trust with my life. Paper. I don't know if it's the nurse, the former nurse in me or what. Like I hated when for nursing, like I loved it as far as paperwork because it was super simple and super easy. But y'all know how many times computers crash? This hard paper that you can write on is always going to have your customer's information. And another thing that I love is I write down their usernames, because how many times have y'all ever had a customer message you and be like, I don't know my username. Let me get it for you. If you don't have access to whatever, you can just come in here and say, you know what, here it is, and send it to them. You have access to that in your cloud office, but how amazing is it if, God forbid, Wi-Fi is down or cloud? I don't think cloud office has really ever been down. I think once in my 4 years here, but I had this. So this is huge. Every single time I do a new customer, like I have pages, y'all, like this thing is full. And I do not put free accounts in here, only when they order. So if they're a sample person and all they did was a free account because I got them into my, the limitless team page or customer page, they are not in here. Once they order, I will transfer their information in here. So how do I do my auto ship retention? So I don't know if y'all know this, but at 40K, so 12K is our auto bonus. 40K, and so 12K, you either get 800 or 300 depending on the car that you drive. That's your monthly auto bonus. Well, at 40K, they have you have the ability to double your auto bonus. So you can earn $1,600 or $800 cash option, but you have to have 12 auto ship customers ordering $100 plus recurring, not first time orders. So their first time order does not count. Okay. So I earn it on my account. And after this month, I'm like one away. So I should have it on Rob's. That all happened within the last like 2 to 3 months. Because if you remember, I don't enroll customers. Like I was really bad at it, but I started leading with the products and I started really leading with my customer support and my appreciation. My biggest thing for the longest time, and I am not, y'all know I don't believe in egos. I am not afraid to say it, is I sucked at being appreciative for who helped me get here as far as customer wise. I have never ever been that way with promoters. And I don't know why I was like that with customers, because like y'all know, if you're in my team or my downline, like I love y'all till everything. Like I would do anything. I help y'all with whatever I can. Anything, right? Why wasn't I like that with my customers? I was sending out team gifts. If you were here, which I have to send out this year's, but if you were here last year, y'all got shirts, right? I sent out team gifts. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on team gifts for people that aren't here anymore even. But my customers who were actually ordering monthly just because they love the products, I wasn't appreciating. The company sparked this in me. So they do a auto ship reward where after 3 months, they'll send a box and it's full of a ton of plus line goodies, right? You've probably seen it, or maybe you have customers who have gotten it, or maybe you yourself have gotten it. I wanted to do something like that. So I started doing more customer retention monthly. At first, it started with a thank you card. I hand wrote every single one of my customers who had ever ordered a thank you card. Just simple. The next month, anybody who was on auto ship, I not only sent a thank you card, but I sent a goodie bag of plus line items. The next month, whoever stayed on auto ship again, I sent out a thank you card, and I also put in there, I attached free shipping on your account. So I sent out credits to their account. Sorry, I couldn't think. Free credits. I sent $15 to all my auto ship customers to cover their shipping. Do you check in the day before auto ship runs to make sure that they still want it? No, I'm not their mama. We get emails. They know if it runs because it ran last month. If they don't want it, I help them. I've honestly never had an auto ship customer return. But if I always ask somebody when they order, I say, hey, do you want it? Do you want me to leave it to run next month as well so you don't run out? That's literally what I say. If they're like, no, just this month, then I pause it. So I tell them, if they're like, yeah, go ahead. I say, great. It's going to run on the 15th of the month, every month until you pause it, cancel, or change it. Great. So that's me releasing the responsibility to them. If they need me to go in there and change it or do anything, then they can message me and tell me 100%, and I will always help them. But I've never had anybody with that issue personally. I don't send out thank you gifts until their auto ship runs. So I don't just automatically assume it's going to run and send them all at the beginning of the month. I send them out. I do two large bundles of it. I do one on the, I want to say I do one on the 16th, and then I do another one at the 30th. And the one on the 30th, I also include every single person that did a first time order for the month. So if they were a first time customer, this is their first time, I send them a thank you. So I do my auto ship customers and my first time customers. And then when they message me and they're like, thank you so much, I'm like, of course, I love all my auto ship customers. So if you do decide that you want to leave this running monthly, just know that you should expect a little goodie from me. I even so this BOGO that we just had, I love to stock up when it's a BOGO. When it's a promo, I take full advantage because I like to leverage those products, meaning I love to send my customers an entire bottle of Sculpt. I love to send my customers an entire bottle of Biotic. I love to send them Treat Meal, anything that's in bottle form, because it's so easy to ship. Our pills are so easy to ship. Chill, Heat, so easy to ship. The month that Heat launched, I bought a bunch of Heat and sent them to my customers. When Chill launched, I bought a bunch of Chill and sent them to my customers. Most of my customers now either order Chill or Heat, depending on what results they're looking for, but it was a huge hit. I have noticed that when I send out products to people, they tend to order those because they've tried it and now they're like, ooh, I like this. Now, I don't want you to think that you have to spend thousands of dollars, because that's not what it's about. It's the appreciation. If you buy a heat packet when it first launched, that's 16 packets. Do you know how long of a way it would go to send a handwritten thank you card in one of those 16? That's 16 different customers. I don't want you to think because here I am spending money on products that means that's what you have to do. A simple thank you card and a stick of Activate, or just a simple thank you card. When I first started doing this, all I did was send thank you cards. And then I sent credits. I would say I sent $5 off for your next month. Like, a little bit goes a long way. And fun fact about our credits, they can create more credits. So I sent $15 in free shipping to my customers, but I was getting tenfold back. Because yes, they were getting $15 off, but that wasn't taking away from the product credits that I was earning. I'm still earning product credits off of their orders. So do not be stingy with your product credits. Yes, of course, thrive for free. But if this month you got $100, if you could split that up to where then next month you got $200, wouldn't that be worth it? And then next month you split it up and you ended up getting the $400 because you were so appreciative to your customers. Do not be afraid to send out these product credits. Yes, of course, we're here to thrive for free, and I will never tell you not to get your own goodies. And because y'all know, like, I can't go a day without Thrive, not even during pregnancy. Like, I tried, I really did. And then I told my doctor, I was like, I really hope you approve these because otherwise your girl's not going to be compliant and you might kick me out of your office. And she's like, no, you're fine. They're vitamins. I was like, okay, cool. But I don't go without Thrive. So I'm not telling y'all go without Thrive, don't use your credits. But what I am saying is if you could offer $10 off to somebody, that's going to create you more credits. So really look at the credits that you have. And when they run promos and they run things for customers and promoters, like this last weekend, y'all, they did, if you spend, I know it was tag team the weekend before, so it was a lot all at once, but this last weekend they did, if you spend $250 as a promoter, you got 12 sample mail outs. You could turn around and sell those sample mail outs. You could turn around and send them out for free. It doesn't matter. The point of it is that's 12 potentials that you're sending those to. Even if 6 of them order, that's 6 new customers. How many product credits is that? Think about it. So a lot of times people are so afraid to leverage out their credits because they need them, right? You want to use them, but you also have to think about, I have changed my mindset so much around customers to where I want to be a powerhouse of customers. I have so many customers thriving for free right now, and it is amazing. A couple of them are becoming promoters now, but it is amazing to see because guess what? Customers make the best promoters. My promoters that tried the products first and then jumped in had so much more passion and were so less likely to feel that discouragement because they're like, this shit makes me feel good. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. So you have to remember that you can't push people to be a promoter or a customer. You have to let them choose. Give all options and then go from there. And don't forget to love on your customers. Don't forget to utilize trial packs. These new sample mailouts that the company are giving us and that we can buy and that they'll send out for us, y'all, I was against them. Okay. Y'all know I will always say my truth. I was so against them. I was like, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. Like, what? Why? I can customize it. I'll send them like vanilla and chocolate and then they can choose. And then I can switch up the DFT for them. But then I like kind of put my ego aside for a second. And I was like, if the company's doing this for a reason, like there's a reason. And I started utilizing them and they started to work. I was able to enroll free accounts that then became customer accounts. Now, I am not into free accounts. Y'all know I will not do free accounts for any Sally, Joe, Bob that's just like, I want an account. Google it. All of our pricing is there. You don't need an account for that. But what I will do is once they get a trial pack, you bet your butt I'm assigning myself to them because once they love it, they're assigned to me. They're going to get emails from me. They're going to get messages from me. I'm going to be able to help them. I'm going to be not up their butt, but like by their side. So remember that when you utilize those things and then you add your customer support, my biggest thing that I was missing was the customer relations part. I was missing that aspect of the retention. I was missing that aspect of the marketing. I switched to sharing the products loud and proud and just screaming it from the rooftops in my stories and leading with the products, that I then began to become a powerhouse enroller of customers. My promoter enrollments aren't down either, but my customer ones are just, they're so vibrant right now. Like, they are just amazing because people are utilizing the products and you're getting to have more testimonies. Personal testimonies are great, but your customers' testimonies are even better. Y'all, those messages that you get and they're like, holy crap, I feel good. Throw that up on your stories and say, day one thriver on a trial pack, who wants one? That speaks volume over you just saying, this stuff makes me feel good. Like, okay, great. I want you to still share that, but what else? Share personal testimonies, customer reviews, how much you charge for online samples. So when I pay for them, when I pay for them, I charge $25. When they're free from the company, I honestly just send them out for free when they're free from the company. But I always charge $25 for my samples, unless I do like promos where I'll do like $15 sometimes, but normally it's $25. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? I know I made it all the way till the very end without my Wi-Fi going out, and I'm very proud of my Wi-Fi. But does anybody have any questions? I know I shared a lot. This was a very overwhelming, I'm sure, a lot of information at once. It is recorded. I will share it. But if you have any questions on anything that I've said, please let me know so I can go into it a little bit more. Learned so much. Oh, I'm glad. I know. I felt like we have been doing so much mindset that I was like, let me get nitty gritty with you guys. Wait, how do you send different patches than the normal ones? So if you want to customize a trial pack, you have to send your own personal supply. A trial pack from the sample mailouts will always come with either men's or women's capsules. They can choose. And every single one of us has a thriving sample website. It's your username.thrivesample.com. And what it will do is if you send that to somebody, it'll give them a page to fill out, and then you'll get an email and it'll have their first and last name, their email, and their phone number. So that way you can better keep track of all your sample people. And then once the company ships it, you get an email that says it's been shipped. Once the customer receives it, you get an email that it's been received. So that way you can follow up with them and say, hey, did you get your trial pack? So it helps you kind of keep track of it all. But they only send vanilla and the standard DFT, which I'm learning to love, because I think so many people start on stronger DFTs than they need to, because people think that they have such a high caffeine tolerance, not knowing that our products are different than a cup of coffee, and it's going to hit you different because it's pure and it's working with your absorption and release rate. So I think that a lot of times, I personally love sending the standards through these sample mailouts, because if they tell me, if they're like, I drink a ton of coffee, and I'm like, well, just keep in mind, these are the standards. If you need something stronger, we can always customize it when you do want to order, but give these a try first. So that way they get a starting ground. And half of the times the people that are like, oh, I'm going to need something so much stronger than standard, this doesn't have caffeine, I'm going to need stronger, they're like, holy moly, that was a lot of energy. And I'm like, take your standard DFT and sit down. Like, yes. Let's see. Do you customize samples or just send the basics? I send the basics now. I honestly have not sent a custom sample in probably, I don't know, 2 months. I've been using the sample mailouts. I also just, Casey also, I think Casey's on here. Casey also earned it as well, but we earned top leaders in Florida. So the company sent us free trial packs. So the company is still sending stuff like that out. So if you get trial packs, they are worth it. $72 for 6 3-day trial packs. If you turn around and sell them for $25, you're making a profit. You're not only making your money back, but you're making a profit. If you give them away for free and that's something that you want to do, think of it this way, as it's a tax write-off, and who doesn't want a tax write-off for your business? So it's a win-win situation. How do you let customers that create free from the sample accounts know about auto ships if they do order? So I walk everybody through their orders. I set up the accounts for my trial pack customers and I send them their username and their password. That's at the beginning of this. Also, if you want to catch the replay, I send them, I talk you through the message that I send and how I kind of lead that conversation. When they are ready to order, I send them how to order it, or I say, hey, I'll log in and get your cart set up for you if you just want to go check out. Auto ship is the best pricing. If you want to leave it on, great. If you want to change it, pause it, or anything like that, let me know. When you text people about promos, do you send them all in one text? Never. I never, ever, ever group people together in emails or texts. The worst thing that somebody does to me is, and they do it on my dang street all the time, is they throw all of us in text and then somebody's like, doesn't realize it's a group chat and starts talking and then my phone is blowing up. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, no. And plus privacy. Think of privacy. I don't want other people's phone numbers out there or emails. So I send one-on-one. It's much more personal. And then it also doesn't seem like a spam message, if that makes sense. How do you write it off? All products are write-offs. You'll want to talk to your CPA about that one. I do not give tax advice. That is not something that Lynn's does. That is not my profession. I do not claim it. So get a good CPA when tax time comes around. But all right, y'all, I think we covered it all. That was very fast. It was a lot of information. This will be up on my YouTube tomorrow. I am gonna go snuggle Rylan while he's still 1 year old for a couple more days. And yeah, so this will be up. I'll put it in the team pages and the chat so you guys can check it out. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. Have a good rest of your week.